Hello, everybody. Is anybody out there? We're conducting this civil unrest Q&A for our membership, and I just wanted to take some time with some members that are going to be coming on now. A couple of guys are still training, but we wanted to talk a little bit about the program and any questions any of our members may have. We'll be more than happy to answer all your questions as far as the rules, the programs, on narcotics, explosive detection certifications, personal protection dog certifications, and police dog certifications, also the obedience and the tracking. And we'll be more than glad to answer any questions. Be out in Google Hangouts. Basically, our organization started November 28th, 2017. We've been around approximately not even 2 months yet, but we already have a large amount of people that are actually training. We have 9 clubs officially spread throughout the south of the country, and there's great interest. We're getting a lot of calls daily about what's it all about, what are the rules, what are the ages of the dogs to be able to certify, what type of odors are we going to be able to use in the certifications, all kinds of questions that I'll be willing to talk about. And pretty soon Shane Coster and LC and all those guys are going to be coming on, and we're more than happy to answer your questions. So if anybody's watching, we're more than happy to accommodate you. Well, basically, our program is comprised of 5 phases. We have the narcotics and explosive detection. You can attempt to certify dogs, single-purpose dogs, and narcotics and explosives detection. You could also attempt to certify dogs in personal protection, and you can also attempt to certify dogs in dual-purpose and single-purpose police patrol canine. We also have a program for some high-level competition obedience. We also have another program for some different types of tracking, 3 levels of tracking for law enforcement. So we're going to be having 2 civil unrest certifications. Our program is designed basically as a certification format, not a sport dog format, where as a competitor walks on the field with his canine and goes through the whole program until he's done with all the obedience, all the jumps, and all the protection. Basically, after in our program, it's a certification format, much more or less like other programs that do certifications, where one handler goes and we take turn, one handler after the other, doing all the obedience exercises, and the next handler goes until all the handlers that are on the trial are done. Then we continue on to the jumps, and then we continue on to the protection phase. Our trials are going to be comprised, first up is going to be the detection phase, then it's going to be the protection canine phase, which is the personal protection certification, and then after that's done, we're going to be jumping on over to the urban canine certification, which is our police dog certification. Basically, we're going to be having the obedience competitions and the tracking competitions separately on separate days, separate trials. Also, we're going to be having 2 single-purpose detection certifications per year, independent from the civil unrest trials. The civil unrest trials are going to be an additional 2 detection and 2 civil unrest trials per year. Each civil unrest trial consists of detection, protection dogs, and police dog certifications. So basically for detection, there's going to be 4 times that you can go certify. Personal protection is going to be 2 per year. And police dog, there's going to be 2 per year. And there's going to be a national championship for each level in each phase, once per year. The first year of our organization, we're going to be basically building up our clubs, our handlers, and building up the level of our dogs. Basically, for the first year, we're going to attempt to have some seminars so that there's a lot of beginning trainers in this aspect. And we're going to be able to help them raise their level of training and raise the level of the dogs so that we can be ready the following year to maybe start our normal schedule on our website. We're going to be posting a schedule of the trials and the seminars. So the first year is basically going to be certifications. It's going to be the second year. The first year is going to be basically building the level of the training, building the level of the dogs, and just building the organization. Once the first year is over, then we'll start putting out a schedule. Let me see what else. That's pretty much as far as the setup, the makeup. The detection phase. There's going to be the 5 basic orders are going to be all in pseudo. We're not going to have live narcotics or live, or real explosives. We're going to have pseudo so that everybody can purchase the orders, the training aids, and be able to train their dogs to be able to go certify. Basically, this program is designed for people that are professional trainers, private trainers, dog brokers, law enforcement officers, anybody that likes to train these phases of dog training are going to be able to trial their dogs, and it's on there's a pass or fail format. There's going to be outstanding, pass, or fail. There's not going to be any scoring. There's not number scores, or there's not going to be a podium where you're going to be first, second, or third. We're just going to have pass or fail. And the dogs that there's in the rule book, there's a designation for outstanding. We're not going to be, hopefully that'll eliminate the politics that exist in a lot of dog training. Everybody's going to be helping everybody pass. We're not going to be holding back on the techniques, and we're not going to be actually competing against each other. We're competing against the program to pass our dogs to be able to certify them. So basically our intent is to eliminate the politics and be able to, help each other out and just get back to enjoying dog training and helping each other and raise the level of the dog. This is all about the dog, not about the handlers making a name for themselves, the decoys making a name for themselves. We've implemented a pretty realistic rule book. It's all going to be based on real world training, realistic training for basically protection and law enforcement and detection, that type. And for people that don't have the working dogs, there's a lot of people that like to train obedience and like to compete at high level obedience and tracking. We're going to have that too. Once someone starts training and joins the club, you can also participate as an independent if there's no clubs near you, and come. And once you become a member, you can come and participate and trial your dogs. Hopefully, these certifications will add value to the dogs that people are training throughout the country. You're going to be passing a very difficult trial and certification. If you certify the protection canine certification is not an easy one. It's very difficult. And our urban canine certification, our police dog certification is also very difficult. It's not easy at all. If you read the rule book, it's posted on our Facebook groups. You can download it. and you can read the rules. It's not an easy program. As a matter of fact, it's pretty difficult. The defense of the handler and the object guarding is not going to be easy to pass. It's a combination of the French ring object guard, the KMPV object guard, and the MVBK object guard. And there's 2 decoys, and there's it's not difficult. Read the rules, and you'll see that it's very difficult to train. It takes longer. The defense of the handler, there's going to be multiple decoys, and it's not going to be an easy defense of the handler. The other exercises, the trials are comprised. The protection phases are comprised with, there's going to be some exercises that are going to be with hidden sleeves. There's going to be some exercises that are going to be with the Belgian sleeve. And there's going to be some exercises that are going to be in the suit. The dogs are going to be having to prove that they're street worthy. And they're going to have to prove that they're not going to be prove that they're not equipment oriented. Before the protection phase, there's going to be a civil aggression test where the judge is going to have the handler approach the decoy. The decoy is going to drop either a jacket or a pair of pants from the suit or a sleeve, and 2 yards in front of the canine and the handler. And the dog's going to have to prove that he's not going to be fixated on the equipment. He's going to be fixated on the decoy. And the judge is going to move the decoy to the left or to the right, over the equipment and to the sides. And the dog is going to be asked to alert. And he's not going to be able to focus his attention on the equipment. He's got to prove that he's focused on the handler before if he passes that test, then he can take his protection canine attempt at the protection canine certification. And that's not a very easy. There's 10 exercises in there. It's not a very easy program. You have your obedience, and then you have your you have a fleeing attack with gunfire and out in a recall. And you have a hidden sleeve attack. And then you have a stop attack. And you have a defensive handler. So it's not an easy personal protection test. Also, on once someone passes that level, you can then attempt either in the same trial or at a different trial. You can attempt the urban canine certification. That one, there's going to be a table test before you can attempt that one, where it's going to be a 5-minute courage test. The actual canine team is going to have the canine put on the table, and then one of the certified decoys is going to come out, and he's going to test the courage level of the dog. If the dog passes, then he'll be able to take the urban canine test. If he does not pass, then he will not be able to take it. He can try again. He has to wait 3 months or a different certification, different trial, to be able to attempt it again. Once the canine passes the table test, the table courage test, then he can attempt the urban canine test. And that's not going to be easy either. You have obedience, and then you have an article search, where the decoy where the dog cannot touch the article. He has to down on the article. He cannot touch it or pick it up with his mouth. You also have the jumps, which are based off the MVBK jumps, the 4 MVBK jumps. And then you have, after that, the protection phase. And it is a very difficult protection phase. So the program is very challenging. It's not easy at all. It's going to set, you're going to have to train your canine to be able to pass it. And you're going to have to dedicate time and put time into your dog's training, or else it's not going to be a feasible thing to pass. The training is fun because it's all law enforcement. There's scenarios that are tailored towards law enforcement here in North America. There's no bark and hold on the bite work. There's find and bites. There's scenarios where you have vehicle stops and the dog has to protect the handler when he pulls over the vehicle and the suspect comes out and attacks the handler. The dog has to come out and protect the handler. There's also other scenarios where there's another vehicle stop and the driver takes off into the woods and the dog has to do a track. He has to do a wooded area search. And then there's also another scenario where he has to go in a building with the lights off and there's gunfire. So it's a very challenging protection program for for actual law enforcement canine work. So all the certifications are going to be different, and they're going to be as realistic as possible. They're all going to be. It's not going to be the same exercises. There's a format where you can have 4 different types of exercises within each protection exercise, but they're all going to be designed differently on different fields. So it's been designed to prove that you have a real police dog that can do actual police work, and the dog can bite civilly, the dog can bite with equipment, and the dog is going to be able to be solid. The bite is going to be graded. The courage of the dog is going to be graded. There's rules for the handling. There's rules for the things that the dog can do and cannot do to be able to pass. It's all in the rule book. Basically, we're putting a program together where it's going to be a challenge. It's not going to be easy to pass. Basically, in the detection phase, there's going to be different scenarios. There's going to be an outdoor search. There's going to be indoor searches. There's going to be difference in vehicle searches. There's going to be luggage searches. There's going to be boxes. There's going to be it's a very challenging narcotics search or certification or explosives. So we're going to be also tweaking the rules if we need to in the future to make it more challenging or make it less challenging, to make it realistic. We want it to be fair also. If there's any other, we're going to be having other live chats in the future, and we're going to be. It was difficult today because we were having troubles get it going, the channel, synchronizing it, getting it ready to be able to broadcast, and we didn't have much advance notice. We sort of like advertised this like 2 days before, so not everybody knows about it. There's a lot of people training on Sundays, and hopefully the next time we have another one of these broadcasts, we can do this with more anticipation and let everybody know that we're doing it. But basically, we wanted to get on. There's going to be other broadcasts with other board members. We have a board. That's something I want to talk to. We have 7 board members. We do everything very democratic. We vote on everything that has to do with the organization. We're a nonprofit organization. Our clubs are all insured, and we're doing everything the way it should be, and with of course with the dogs always first in mind, and the handlers, and basically our organization is set up in a way where certain board members handle certain things. We have a judges program, we have a decoy program, we have a treasurer, we have 2 board members that handle the members of the organization and the clubs. We have also we also a breeding registry that we're going to be doing. Our breeding registry is going to be run by board member Leon Conley III. He's putting it together. It's going to be a breeding registry that's going to be DNA. You're going to have to DNA your dogs. There's going to have to be tattoos. There's going to be chips. There's going to be you can get a working pedigree, or you can get an obedience and tracking pedigree. If you have breeds that aren't German Shepherd, Belgian Malinois, Dutch Shepherd, Pit Bull, you're going to have submit. If you want a working pedigree, you're going to have to submit a request to the training director in your club that your dog can actually do the work and do the certification on either detection, protection, or police work. And if he approves that after he tests your dog and sees that your dog can do it, then you can get a working pedigree. If not, if you have an off breed, you're going to be able to get a civil unrest, obedience and tracking pedigree. All the dogs are going to have score books. All the decoys are going to have decoy books. Let's see what else. And basically, that breeding program is going to be legit. The first generation that people register their dogs is not going to have any dogs in the background, whether you have a pedigree or not, because we're going to be starting a new pedigree registry, and everything has to be verifiable. Right now, it's being debated whether we're going to ask for proof of good hips, elbows, blood work, the works. Just like if someone's buying a police dog, they want to know they got good hips, they got good elbows, they got good blood, and the dog is healthy. We want to make sure that when we register our dogs that they're healthy too. So we're debating right now. We haven't voted on that as a board, whether we're going to be implementing that also to our breeding program. But we're going to be starting from the first generation on down, and all the generations to follow are going to be what's in our registry. We might even send people that head our clubs over to verify litters, to verify the sire and the dam with a tattoo, a chip, before we issue certificates for the puppies. So we want to make sure that when you get a breeder registration number on a scorebook, that all the offsprings come from those parents, and we're going to guarantee to our registry that it's going to happen the way that it's on the paperwork. The rules of that are being written right now by LC, and he's going to be putting it out. There's going to be bylaws. Our website is being constructed right now as we speak. There's going to be bylaws for everything on each department, and we're going to be hopefully getting that going the rest of this year. So right now, our first seminar is going to be in Alabama, in Fayette, in Alabama, from March 2nd through the 4th. And all the information is in our Facebook group, Facebook group webpage, and you can look it up there. The address will be there. It's in the Alabama Civil Unrest Club. It's Shane Coster. It's 360 Abernathy Road, Fayette, Alabama. His phone number is 205-270-6352 if you're interested in signing up for that and showing up and meeting the rest of the membership. We'll be more than happy to have you come and join us. So right now, as far as that's concerned, I try to cover most things. I can't remember anything else. If you need to contact me, my phone number is 561-791-9622. My name is Gus Artiles, and I'm one of the board members. Basically, that's all I have for you today, and we'll hope to see you on the next live stream on our YouTube channel. Have a good night.